Hey fellow enthusiasts, this is Tommy Lanham and I am on a mission to break the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre by bringing as much enthusiasm to as many businesses, ministries, marriages, and individual lives as I possibly can. Hey, if you want to know my thoughts on influence, then this video is for you.
Here we go.
Hey guys, I've had many influences in my life. Probably early on, one of my earliest influences were my parents. My dad influenced me to be a reader and a learner. He also influenced me to not always try to take the easy way. I remember several times as a kid, he would point out water going down a hill and he said, "You notice how that water takes the easiest route?" And he would tell me, "Don't be like the water. Don't always take the easiest way." I think there may have been times as I got older that he felt like he oversold me on that because sometimes I go the hard way. But that is an influence from my dad. I had an influence from my mom. She was always kind of the cool, calm, and collected one. I'm not easily ruffled, and so I get that from her. When I was just a little kid in my church, I remember I would walk down the aisle after church was over, and I would go and I would shake the minister's hand, and then I would fight my way back through the crowd, get back in line and come back through and shake his hand again. And then I'd fight my way back through the crowd and come back through and shake his hand again. And man, I was just becoming a nuisance. I was creating chaos. I was knocking over old ladies. It was horrible. And one of the times that I came through there and I shook Jack Bunch's hand, he was our minister at the time. He took me by the shoulders, and I didn't know what he was going to do with me. But he took me by the shoulders, and he brought me over right beside him, and he says, "How about you stand beside me and shake everybody else's hand as they go out the door?" If he had given me $1 million, it would not have meant more to me. I don't know how much longer it took place, but for several weeks, maybe months, every Sunday I would come down the aisle, I would shake Jack Bunch's hand, and then I would stand right beside him and shake everybody else's hand as they went out. Jack Bunch was a strong influence on me as a kid, especially in my decision to later on to go into ministry. A few years later, our minister was Eddie Hammond. Eddie was one of the first adults to encourage me in my singing and my songwriting. Most other adults kind of laughed at the fact that this little kid was writing songs. But Eddie Hammond encouraged me to do that. A few years later, our minister was Monty Cooper. Monty Cooper helped me write my first sermon. I was 15 years old. He came over to my house. He walked me through the process. Step by step, I wrote out a 20-minute sermon. Took me all of about 3.5 minutes to preach it. A few years later, our minister was Don Thee. When Don found out that I had an interest in going into the ministry, he took a special interest in me. Again, he helped me write messages. He oftentimes let me preach, especially on Sunday nights. We worked together to lead worship. We would learn songs together. He would teach me things. And when he found out I wanted to go to Bible college, he actually took me on a tour of Bible colleges so that I could see where I wanted to take my next step. Don Thee had a big influence in my life. A few years later, when I was in college, I had a weekend ministry, and in that same town was a minister by the name of Dave Melton. Dave actually preached at the church that I grew up in. Dave Melton helped me along the way. He had been in ministry for several years. I was brand new, and so he kind of took me under his wing and showed me some things. As a matter of fact, I was in the hospital visiting someone, and Dave Melton was there too, and it was the first experience I had with watching someone die. And Dave Melton was there to walk me through that. That's a tough thing to swallow for a young minister. There are many others that I could mention, but those are just a few that have had a strong influence in my life. So thank you, Dad, Mom, Jack Bunch, Eddie Hammond, Monty Cooper, Don Thee, Dave Melton, and many others that have helped influence me into becoming who I am. They not only influenced me, but they ignited my enthusiasm. guys, if you want to be a part of the fellow enthusiast community, one of the best ways to do that is to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking on the button below. I know you want to do it. Go ahead, do it now. It will ignite your enthusiasm. Come on.